Hello, my name is Mohammed Alon. I'm a junior at Vanderbilt University, and this is my project for CS265. The project is called Soccer Stats. It's a project which uses a database to connect teams, players, and fans. Now, the overall goal of this project is to allow fans to find related information about players, to allow teams to find related information about matches, to allow fans to find information about other fans, and to allow players to find information about other players and their own fans. So, in order to take you through the project, it is best to go through the UML diagram and understand the structure of the database. Now, over here we have lots of tables. Some of the main and the most important ones are player, which includes player information, team, which includes team information, match, which includes information about matches, and goal, which includes information about goals. We also have some tables regarding fans. As you can see, there is a fan table which includes information about fan and records information about their nationality, how many years they've been the fan, and we have information about which fan is a player of which player. And a fan can be a fan of multiple players, but a fan can only be a fan of a particular team. So in this project, we're only dealing with fans who are registered as fans of a club through their website or their any other membership platform that they have. Now we have information connecting fans with matches through fan attended matches, and we have information connecting match stats to particular matches. Now all this information and all these tables can come together and give us correlated information which would be very difficult to obtain through other medium. Now, in order to understand this database, I think it's prudent that we go through a few queries and see how these would actually interact. Now, before doing that, let's look at some of the sample data that we have over here. We have information about a large number of players, mostly from the Spanish league. We have information about matches, we have information about goals, we have some sample information about fans as well. So we have only 3 fans over here, and fan attended matches in which the 3 fans attended multiple matches. Now let us run through some queries. So the first query gives the number of Real Madrid fans, and if we execute it, we get count 1. Now let us try the second query. And this query finds all information of fans of Andres Iniesta who paid more than $200 for a match. So we're basically looking at rich fans of a particular player. Let's run it, and we see that we find all 3 fans who are fans of Iniesta and paid ticket price of over 200. Let us look at a few other queries as well. So this one is going to find information about all referees who have the same names as registered Barcelona fans, which you probably wouldn't want. If you run this, we get information about referees. If we use we can test a correlated subquery to see what happens if we put a more complex query into the database, and we find information about players who do not have any fans who have scored goals. So that's a useful query that players and their particular managers can run to analyze how their performances relate to their endorsements, the number of fans that they have, which can be very useful for players when they're deciding on which advertisement to go through. Let us run through a few more queries. Now this query is going to give us the number of matches where Barcelona, which is a football club, won at their home stadium with greater than 40% possession. And we find that they've won twice with more than 40% possession, which is a good query to have for particular teams. Could be Barcelona themselves, or it could be other teams as well. Now we have another query regarding details of players who have scored in warm weather in important matches. So this is a query that could be used by a manager, or by a coach, or by players themselves. And we find information about a large number of players who have scored in warm temperature in big matches where attendance is over 30,000. And let us run the final query. So this is a query that would give you the number of players from each country who have scored after halftime. So you could test the resilience of players over the length of a game and group them by their nationality. Now you get that 2 Spanish players have scored after halftime, only 1 French and 1 Portuguese and 1 Uruguayan. Now let us look at the vision for the future. Now, as this database can grow over the future, we can make more connections with fans and teams easier. We can connect the soccer stats to various other sports such as baseball or basketball. And in the end, we would like to include this database in a website to use this information to create a sports themed social network, which can be used to connect players and fans more directly and using actual accounts instead of just showing their information through a database, which could be very user friendly. That's it for my project, and I hope you found it interesting.